Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen. We reported the breaking news on Friday that 33-year-old Antoine Massey, one of two escaped New Orleans, Louisiana Justice Center inmates that were part of the jailbreak. Out of the 10, these were the last two that were on the run. He was apprehended Friday in Holly Grove. Shout out Holly Grove neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, in New Orleans. And he was arrested and basically taken into custody and shipped to Angola prison, somewhere nobody want to be at. Now, there's a couple of questions surrounding the situation of how he was gone so long. Now, Derrick Groves is the other one that's supposedly on the run still. And I think, honestly, it would be harder to catch this guy, and I'll explain that too in this video. But I'm going to stay on the topic of Antoine Massey. You know, we've seen some of his family members coming on TV pleading him to turn himself in. His aunt got on YouTube, on her YouTube channel, and was going off and saying things, and, you know, people don't know the whole story. She said some things that didn't make sense. He himself got on social media and proclaimed his innocence in live stream, which we talked about in another video, which I thought was crazy, and I'll get into that again. And, you know, he's caught. So basically, let's take a look at what got us here. And there's some questions in this video I'm going to show you that I'm going to address and talk a little bit about the whole situation with this. Check it out.
Weeks after a historic jailbreak from the Orleans Justice Center, a ninth escapee has been caught. Now, Antoine Massey is back in state custody and on his way to Angola. Good evening. I'm Devin Bartolotta.
And I'm Sharice Gibson. Massey joins 8 other inmates who have already been captured the last more than a month ago. And surprisingly, he was found only about 2 miles from the jail.
Amelia Strahan headed to Holly Grove shortly after his arrest and has the latest.
9 down, 1 to go. Over a month after 10 inmates escaped Orleans Justice Center, police arrested Antoine Massey Friday afternoon.
Yeah, it's a pretty quiet neighborhood. You know, it's kind of shocking.
The 33-year-old's final moments of freedom ended at this home in Holly Grove, less than 2 miles from the jail. The woman who owns the house where he was found didn't want to show her face on camera, but says she rents the space out on Airbnb and was shocked when she found out the fugitive was on her property.
I'm frustrated, too. I don't know what's happening. They say this is going on, and I get here and I don't even see a cop.
Another resident on the street describes the block as peaceful and says he was surprised to see unmarked cars lining his block.
It didn't really scare me because I was glad that you all got me. I was hoping you get the other one.
Authorities say a Crime Stoppers tip led to the arrest, ending a weeks-long multi-agency manhunt. NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick said the tip came directly to Orleans Parish Sheriff Susan Hudson.
When the community believes and trusts their police departments and their law enforcement agencies, they work cooperatively.
According to police, a Crime Stoppers G&O tip led to his arrest, and they say Massey didn't put up a fight.
All of these captures have been able to be done peacefully, and that is also the end of the game. We don't want anyone hurt, not our own officers, and certainly not Mr. Groves.
Derrick Groves is the last of the escapees not back behind bars. Law enforcement are offering a $50,000 reward for any information that leads to his arrest. Amelia Strahan, WWL, Louisiana.
Again, Antoine Massey has been caught. He is the 9th inmate found, leaving only Derrick Groves still on the run tonight. If you know anything about where he might be, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. You could get $50,000 for any information leading to his arrest. Information on how to submit a tip is on our website, WWLTV.com.
Okay, guys, I want to get deep with you on this. You know what I'm saying? And disclaimer. Everything that comes out my mouth is just my opinion, and it's not the opinion of all black folk, or just, I don't want to hear that in the comment section. But I'm going to tell you something. I say a lot of things on my channel as far as, you know, why I think, or what I think are contributing factors to the reason why a lot of problems exist in the black community. And I'm going to drop 2 of them on you tonight. First thing is this. I always say our culture is killing us. Namely, a lot of stuff dealing with the hip hop culture and just the way we treat each other and the way we see each other and don't value anything, including the lives of other people that look like us. Let's get that out. He's a perfect example of the proof. This guy's 33 years old. He got on social media because that's the new thing. Weeks after escaping, he got caught exactly at the 6-week mark, right? And he was 1.5 miles away from jail. So let's stay on topic. First thing is this. When he got on social media, I think that was the worst thing he could have did. Number one, they don't know where you're at. He don't obviously understand technology and how they can, choreograph a signal of what something's done or where you're at. And they ran up in the house the next damn day after he did that video. We was talking about the video, did the video on that, about, how he sat up there and he begged for all these celebrities for help. Mainly what? Rappers. Same people that, are out here a lot of times giving a negative message, having a lot of videos that are fictitious in nature, and giving the wrong idea to younger people that follow in the footsteps of wanting to be like these people that they idolize. And a lot of times, all you need is a nice beat or a slick ass lyric, and anybody will follow you to the ends of nowhere. This guy named NBA Youngboy, that guy's in his 20s. This guy in his 30s. He named Lil Wayne, NBA Youngboy, then he named Kim Kardashian, then he named Trump for help. Then he said, hey, well, I'm locked up and I ain't do it. I'm on here proclaiming my innocence. The system is corrupt. System ain't the only thing corrupt. A lot of the stuff we hear and listen to, instead of just hearing it, we listen to repetitively becomes what? Staples in the way we act and see things. And I think he got caught up in it. They said he has mental issues. I'm more than sure he does. I think a lot of people that are rapping now have mental issues and people don't know it. And they embrace the craziness that they do out here and take it as normalcy. That's why you're starting to see a lot of the most vile, silliest crimes ever. And they always throw mental illness as the crutch under the arm of the criminal to say, oh, it might be mental illness or he's mentally ill. You know why? Because it's very easy to try to prove that in court after seeing a crime that negates common sense. He said he was let out. Okay, well, it's a big misunderstanding. You could have just turned yourself back in. Then the aunt, and she said something that made me think, and I think she dropped the jewel. She said, well, this is the scenario they've been going through. They argue, he go to jail. Go back to it, they argue again, he go to jail. So that falls on who? You. If you know the system is corrupt, because trust me, this guy been locked up more than once. But it wasn't enough to make him deter his ways and actions to go back again or get involved with people that can put him right back where he's at. I'm going to show you something that's embarrassing. Look at that photo up there. They took his picture. All of them guys that got caught, they took their picture. Next to police, we got them. Parading you like a prize buck on a hunting expedition. I seen that when I was at a young age. I was like, I'll never want that to happen to me. Be the topic of somebody's dinner conversation at the table of how they caught you. It's just a reality out here. And then the thing that's bad is they grab these dudes, throw masks on their head, right? And send them on a helicopter. Right, they don't go back to the jail. They send them right on a helicopter, right to the Angola prison, AKA the plantation. And there's a lot of them out here. You guys ain't never seen Angola or heard of Angola, you need to research it on YouTube. They got all these documentaries on it. That's as close to slavery as you can get. And now they're sent there. It's crazy. All because they made a conscious decision to run away from problems that they put themselves in the first place. That shows the confusion that's out here. This guy's in his 30s. He had a 4-year-old baby. Said he had a daughter that graduated high school while he was on the run and he didn't get a chance to see it? How come those same things that you have couldn't be motivating factors to get your life straight and live for something bigger than yourself or something that you created? See, that's the thing. I'm going to come with common sense. I don't care what he did. I don't, because people pick the roads that they go on. But when you start saying that, oh, everything is not your fault and it's always somebody else's fault, I have an issue with that, especially when you're a man in your 30s. At what point do you take responsibility for your own actions or have some type of self-awareness to where, hey, I'm in a bad spot, let me get out of it? Here's another thing. He was 1.5 miles away from jail where he broke out. That makes no sense. And I'm going to show you another thing. Said he was in a rented Airbnb. Who paid for that? If you think about that, who paid for that? Another thing that shows the confusion in the mind of individuals like this young man right here. He never left. If he went on the run, he never even went on the run. He just left and just stayed close by. Makes sense. Makes no sense. If it was me, I'd have been up in the damn hills of Washington State, like Davy Crockett or something, with a raccoon hat on. They'd have to catch my black hat. And I'm keeping it real. But then again, you know, a lot of people don't have limited, you know, they only have limited access to funds and stuff like that, or people helping them. And then look, if you look at it, a lot of these guys, their family members was locked up behind them. And that was one of the main things I said, you got on social media, that's the worst thing you could have did, because a lot of your people is locked up. You know what I'm saying? Or a lot of people that, you know, help these guys are locked up. Now, Massey's out there still, right? Massey's out there. He ain't said nothing or did anything, and you really don't hear nothing about him unless they mention him. So what does that tell you? This guy's moving in silence, and he's going to be very hard to catch. The only thing they got out there in the public is he has a distinct gait or a distinct walk, but he has a walk that's common. I've seen people with a lot of that type of walk. Now, he's locked up. Now you can't associate Groves with him no more because he's in jail. So ain't no real tips coming in on Groves. And speaking of tips, somebody told on him $50,000. Somebody got paid $50,000. I'm telling him, most likely they get paid tomorrow. And you won't know who it was or nothing. But I will tell you this. When you do this type of stuff and you call in and you do tip lines and all this other stuff, when stuff go to trial, if it go to trial and all this other stuff, or he get a discovery, it's called right of accuser. You have a right. You have a right to know who told on you. So it ain't like that person ain't going to be identified. But either way, man, looking at this whole thing, all of this came from a conscious decision of all 10 of those dudes saying, you know what? I'm going to leave out. Doors open, I'm gone. Derrick Groves' girlfriend was a prison guard. And I was wondering to myself, hey, how did they all get out of there and go through a slide up loading door and all this other stuff? Come to find out in a story that if you listen to one of the stories I think I did, he had keys snuck in there to him. Come on. From the outside. There's so many people on the outside willing to risk everything to help those that didn't care about their freedom or care about, you know, asking people to put their life on the line to help them get away from the foolishness they shouldn't have been in the first place. And then look at it now. Multiple people arrested. They did all of that stuff and he still got caught 1.5 miles away from the jail, that close. Make it make sense. You can. Because now we deal in a world where common sense is not so common anymore. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. They said he surrendered peacefully, which I think is a good thing. But I'm going to be honest with you, the embarrassment of getting caught after doing this type of stuff, you know, and then everything and I'm going to show you something. Remember they said, oh, we'll give you legal representation if you come and turn yourself in. That's why I say him getting on the internet is the worst thing. They say, we'll give you legal representation. Guess what? That all going out the window now because they had to come and catch you. Soon as they grabbed him, boom, on a helicopter, put the thing over his head, boom, right to Angola. If they did him like they did them others. Makes no sense. Another thing is this. I'm one of the people that said those Instagrams where he's popping up and he's showing pictures and people are doing all this stuff, they're fake. They was fake. And you can tell they fake because now they still being uploaded with stuff like he's still out. But he's locked up and in Angola. Sad. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.